Okay, B44.2 rear top deck. Rear top deck build, that's page 12, bag J. I'd show you the bag, but it didn't have a sticker on it. I'm just calling it bag J because there was a J1 bag in there. We don't buy these kits for their precision, and we don't buy it for the directions. We buy it because it performs like $1 million car. Yes, sir, indeed. But this part of the process of the build is a little bit more involved in the front. And that's fine. It's all par for the course. You're going to need your shock tower. And this is the new one. Pretty good. I've been seeing guys have problems with them cracking right here, so later on I'm going to do a mod for mine. I've got an extra couple shock tires. I'm going to just kind of carve them out to where it'll bolt on right over this and give me just a little bit more support. But I don't want to do anything to the front of the shock tire because that's going to mess with the plane of my shock, the shock plane, the stroke. I don't want it leaning forwards or back, because if you get it too far forward, then you got to shim the lower eyelet to match up. But we can always get into that later. Let's start on this right here. You're going to need your body mount, and you're going to need a 3/8 440 button head. Or is it a button head on this one? Nope, it's a flat head. These bigger ones here. I'm going to take this, put this on here. I'm going to go right through this, right through here. Make sure this is facing upward. And we're going to screw it right into the back of the bulkhead here. Just like so. Get her close to snug, and then we're going to get another screw and get it started. We're just going to try to fly right through this because there's no mods to this. It's just what it is. You go right by the pictures. There's no exclamation points or anything to really worry about until you get to the center brace, and then you're going to need a little bit of Loctite to mount it on the bulkhead, the aluminum part of the bulkhead. But we'll get to that. There's that. Then you're going to take a button head, a 3/8 button head. Go ahead and cinch it right through here. Need 2 of them. I tell you what, I like these, the way Associated does their bulkheads and their shock tires. They don't break. It's not mounted to the gearbox. The gearbox is pinched between the chassis and the top plates, and then all this other stuff is mounted to its own little bulkheads and stuff. I really like that. And we're going to take the top plate, take our ball studs. These are the silver long necks. We're going to drop the washer. These are the same washer that they use for the anti-squat, by the way. We're going to put it through the bottom. Make sure your flange, your beveled countersunk holes are facing up. Come through the bottom. I'm going to go to the rear hole. It's the inner hole. That's the box stock setting. Cinch that down. Nothing to it. Again, we're using the big lock nut. Makes it a little stronger. More area support. I don't know if I'm doing this on screen or not. Right down through the underneath side. you have that. Got the bulkhead, shock tire and everything. It's going to fit just like that. So we're going to move all these goodies right here out of the way, and we're going to bring the chassis in. So it's time to do that part. Get the thing back over here out of the way so hopefully you can see it good. Moving right along. That's going to fit right like so. We're going to be lining all these holes up on these 3 holes here up with the bulkhead through the top deck. And then we're going to take these big button ones here. Getting confused here. Get all my screws together. Now we're going to take these 440s, 1/2 inch long. Where are they here? We're going to go right down through the shock tire. I think I might have messed up and used one of my long ones here. On the Dangdo body mount. 1/2 inches are going to go right down through there. We'll line them up. Let's go back through there and check those, I guess. I hate it when that happens. But you can see how easy it is to do, I guess. Pretty easy to mess up if you're not paying attention. Either that or they gave me the wrong screws. I bet I messed up and put the wrong one in over here. It's okay, folks, I'm a professional. Look at there, 1/2 inch one. That was supposed to be a 3/8. Yep, easy fix. No harm done. I could have seen all the posts on that one too. Hey, you put the 1/2 inch in the motor or in the body mount. That would have been a funny one. Epic fail. Get that thing tightened down real good. Nothing to it. This comes to show you if you think you're a screw short, you're really not. Maybe in the brain, but that's about it. Every once in a while I'll get a part shorted, but so far on this build everything's gone smooth. I ain't been shorted anything. And there you have your bulkhead all mounted. This thing here is all mounted. I'm going to go ahead and put my flange screws in the bulkhead and secure that. We don't have to move this top deck back here because all it is a battery mount that's left. So we can go ahead and secure this. You start dealing with the electronics on the front, I tell you, it's a lot easier as long as you ain't got that thing tightened down. It sure makes dealing with that a lot easier. Still got it up. like so. Don't want to over tighten it. Every once in a while you're going to want to tighten those though. They work loose. Then you're going to take your center mount bracket. It's going to go like so. I decided I'm going to go ahead and run this stock slipper. It's looking too good not to. I might as well get my money's worth out of it before I run my 5 padded one. I'm waiting on J Concepts to release that new center bulkhead because it's got a bigger gap in it. On that 5 pad slipper you gotta bevel out the top of this to make room for the hubs, the housing hubs. So I'm just going to wait on that until I can order one. They haven't got them on their website yet, so I can't get one yet. So I'm just going to go ahead and get my money's worth out of that 3 pad slipper for now. And it'll keep everybody consistent with each other on the build. Okay, now here's the fun part. You're going to want to mount this like so. Now, it's going to go like this. And the trick here, when you put the screw in, there's going to be a nut on the other side. So that's why you want to make sure you get the curved part of it. I don't know if you can see that. You want your wing mounts to be as wide apart as you can get them. So it's going to look like so here. See how they're wider? If you do it the other way, well, you can't do it the other way because of these little deals here. So if you're facing the back, it's going to go like this with the nut on the other side, on the right side of the car. Drop that in there. It's a lock nut, so you don't have to put any Loctite on it. That's always nice. Snug that up. They make some aluminum ones too. I noticed J Concepts makes an aluminum one that's tall. They make one that's low profile. I always use the plastic ones. I haven't ever tried the aluminum ones. But I like my wing up high, so I'd probably order the tall ones if I did. And you just put that like so, and you cinch those down with your 3/8 440 button head. Tell this one's a little more involved. We're already at 14 minutes. Or 13 and a half anyway. But it's basic stuff. It's not hard. There's no real mod work to worry about on it. No shimming, no cleaning. Just tighten her all down. And then we'll just flip this around and tighten up that lower screw with the lock nut. Don't want to over tighten it. It's plastic. You start warping stuff. And we'll go ahead and throw our shock mount screws in there. A teeny tiny bit of Loctite right there is all it takes. Don't take much. Take my old-fashioned tire tool with the deep 1/4-inch drive on it. Cinch those down. And there you have it. We're going to take the bulkhead or the center brace. We're going to go ahead and wrench it down. Back holes go into plastic, of course, so there's nothing to worry about there. Just tighten her down. You want to get them pretty tight, by the way. You don't want to over tighten them because you're going into plastic. You just kind of tighten her down a little bit. And the front two 3/8 button heads. We're going to go into the motor mount bulkhead. So you want to put a little Loctite on it. You don't want to overdo it on the Loctite, because you're gonna for sure be pulling this thing sometime. You just want enough to keep it snugged up without it backing out after every 5-minute race. Just enough. Not too much. Just get some on a couple threads and you're good to go there. Tighten her down. Your back, the back's all put together. Top deck. Everything's in there. Everything moves pretty good. And that's that. We're getting ready to move on to page 13. We're getting pretty close to done here. We still got a few more pages, but we're doing real good. And I'll get back with you. Talk to you later.